Hello, good evening, and welcome to the final Fools Rush In of 2022. Thank you for sticking with us for a slight technical delay. We think we've got a sort of solution, hopefully. But regardless, we've got plenty of STFC chat, and we've got you guys to spur us on with plenty of content, comments, and much else besides. Great win last night. And then some breaking news today to keep everyone going into 2023 very happy. Before we say hello to tonight's panel, though, let's roll the titles.
Take my hand, take my whole life too, but I can't help falling in love with you.
And let's start those hellos for the final time this year with a man who's probably made more appearances than just about anybody else. Good evening, Ben.
Hello, Fifey.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm buoyant from last night. I'm buoyant from the news coming out finally today. And yeah, I've got a beer, so I'm pretty happy.
Ben is on the beer and he's quite happy. How 24 hours changes everything. Someone who's always chirpy is the man who's referred to himself as Mr. Chips tonight. Good evening, Craig.
Yeah, good evening, Fifey. No, I'm as miserable as ever, just to balance it out. So don't you worry about that. But yeah, I'm even more grumpy because I haven't had any chips tonight. So
yeah, I did offer you some, and you kept, I did offer you some.
I know, mate. I should have taken you up on that offer, but
everybody in Five Guys was offering you chips last night.
I know. I haven't had my chip quota for today, so yeah, I'm immensely disappointed. So I might have to get a takeaway soon.
Next up, we say hello and good evening to a man who I cannot overstate this enough, bowls the straightest bowling ball consistently you have ever seen in your life. Good evening, Nick.
Yeah, hello, Fifey. That's high praise indeed.
Oh, mate, it was unreal what you were doing yesterday.
Yeah, but I still kept getting nines. It's really dogged, isn't it? It's just nines. But yeah, what a good couple of days. Love going to Northampton. Always have a good day or evening out there. It's absolutely brilliant and made all the better by being with the Fools.
It did, and it was lovely to spend the evening with you as well, sir. Next up, another member who was part of the travelling party to Northampton. Evening, Woody.
Evening. How are we?
Very, very well. Thank you. Yourself?
I'm good. I am in a brilliant mood. Yesterday was fantastic, as the lads have already said. Some really new news today, which was brilliant. Caught
us really off guard, didn't it?
Yeah. There I was waiting for us to sign like the next Blair Sturrock, and voila, we have the number 32 hopefully. So yeah, I'm in a good mood. And I've had a mince pie.
It must have been that backflip.
Yeah, which everybody saw except
we all did. No, I saw it, Woody. I saw it because you did it off the bonnet of my car, didn't you? As we agreed.
Yeah, and I landed with 2 feet on the bonnet of your car as well. That was
unlike the man you were copying. But that's not all we've got for you. We've got 2 more gentlemen. The lesser spotted without a guest, Kieran, is here. Are you feeling all right, sir?
Well, there was a sort of event in it. Thought I'd turn up for the last one of the
year. Sort of event.
I am the guest.
You're tonight's guest, are you? How have you been, pal? It's been a couple of weeks since we last saw you. You keeping well?
Yeah, not too bad. Can't complain.
How was Christmas?
It was all right. It was Christmassy. It was it was all
very
right.
festive.
Got a Nintendo Switch. Very happy with that. Mario Kart. If anyone wants fucking whooping on Mario Kart.
Love me a bit of Mario Kart.
I've discovered you can play it online, so I'm just being online. Yeah,
it's
I've probably beaten like 10-year-old kids. Actually, that's a bad line.
Yeah,
That's a bad line. But it gives me the confidence boost that I need.
10-year-old Japanese kids. That's fine.
yeah.
Call me Andrew Tate.
I hope that's not
6 minutes.
I
6
hope-
minutes, and we've already got a reaction. Let's go.
I hope that's not a precursor to anything else that's going to happen tonight. That's for sure.
Get raided.
We have one more. We have one more fool seeing in the new year with us. Good evening, Ned.
Hello.
How are you, buddy?
Oh, king's stress. Trying to get this blooming thing to work. I thought I had it clocked yesterday, and then all gone to shizzle today, unfortunately. But yeah, apart from that, feeling very happy.
It's absolutely fine. So,
vacuum.
listen.
Let's knock that over. There you go. Heidi.
Clean the house. That's all right. You told the dog to clean the house. Good.
Yes, I have vacuumed this room. I made this room look very tidy, and now, thanks to 3 PCs, a Nintendo Switch, and a MacBook, it looks very, very untidy in it. But there we go. Never mind.
Listen, it's absolutely fine, and we appreciate the effort nonetheless. We're still going to be able to play. It's just what we might have to do. Oh, go on, Ned.
I've had an idea.
Oh dear.
It's a bit budget. It's a bit cowboy-esque. But I was thinking,
we are cowboy-esque.
Well, there we go. It's right up our street. If I stream it via video on here, is that going to come up backwards?
Is there any one way to find out?
Okay.
There's a mirror video. Just change the mirror video option.
But that's only for me. That's only for the person watching, though, isn't it? It doesn't switch round. Who knows? So let's see what happens.
We can work with it. We
still have a backup option if needed.
Yeah.
If we'd done a dummy run, we wouldn't be fools rushing.
Fucking rehearsals.
We only prep so far.
Yeah, the only prep we've done so far is you telling us that we need our phones.
Yes, exactly. That's because that's all you guys do need. Me and Ned need to work the other bits out. Anyway, while Ned gets set up, and we'll share the screen so that everyone watching can watch along and join in the comments. Let's start with the. Cheers, Mike. We appreciate that.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's start as we usually would by talking, and instead of focusing.
First time we've not talked about football.
I suppose the only place to start isn't on last night's win, but on today's news. I presume everyone, as Woody suggested, was caught off guard. And as I go round, I'm sure everyone will be really excited. But Ben, you were probably, I think it's fair to say, during this period of you being the most negative Swindon fan in the world, the one most likely to say it wasn't going to happen. I told you for a good 2 weeks to trust the process. Are you going to agree with me instead of following what any journalist or for any sort of outlet's going to tell you from now on?
Well, I flipped and flopped all the time.
Didn't you just?
Whether he was going to sign or not. You hear these rumours and hear these things, and you start off, you don't believe it because it's Charlie Austin. Swindon will not sign Charlie Austin. It's just never going to happen. And then you think, you read these things, it might happen. And then something happens and it breaks through that, Bristol Rovers are interested, or, people
Crawley are interested.
Don't want it, or what was that bothered about Crawley? The only thing about Crawley is they might bump up the price because no one's seriously going to join Crawley because they're a basket case. But yeah, and then you tell yourself in your mind, it's going to go wrong. It's going to go wrong. So you flip and you flop, depending on what the latest news are, and then. Yeah, I think we became pretty certain that we were going to sign a couple of days ago, and I just can't wait to see him in a red shirt again.
Craig, do you think this is a season changer?
Not Austin on its own. We still need 5 or 6 signings. Austin's not going to get us out of this league on his own, unfortunately, as much as I would like him to. Even if he bangs in, say, 10 goals or so before the end of the season, our problems are deeper than that. I say problems with us being fourth or fifth in the league. I don't want to sound too negative, being my normal self, but I'm delighted that he's here. I think it's a huge morale boost for the fans and also for the players. I think we've said it before. I think Wakeling and Jeffcott could only benefit from working along someone like Austin, and the same for the younger players in the team, regardless of what position they play. So it was the right decision for the club to make. It was. If it hadn't gone through, there'd have been hell to pay, really. It sounds like if the quote that's being attributed to Austin is true, that it was Clem who moved heaven and earth for it to happen, not so much Lindsay or Dee McKelly. I'm not saying that they were opposed to it, but their response to the whole thing has been lukewarm at best, hasn't it? So that's a little bit of a concern, because you sort of, regardless of the romance and the excitement of Austin coming, however you feel about that, if you're Lindsay, you're going to feel a little bit undermined, aren't you? So it's that's the one thing that I'm a bit concerned about, because could that cause more problems on the managerial side until the end of the season? I don't know, because Austin will be the consummate professional, and and obviously Lindsay will be, but yeah, I am a little. That's my only concern at the moment, that it doesn't seem that Lindsay's 100% on board, and that could cause potential problems, because you only have to have, if he subs Austin, the first time he subs him, what's the crowd reaction going to be? Whether he plays badly or not, or if it's a tactical sub, the crowd are going to react negatively, aren't they? So that's obviously going to play on Lindsay's mind a bit. So that's my only concern. But for me, getting Austin in, no League Two club in their right mind would turn that down, and it can only help us in our promotion push.
Nick, we're not going to be deluded enough to say this is up there with the greatest signings of all time at Swindon Town. However, in your time supporting Robins, relative to situation within the club and league status, etc., is this up there among the more important signings?
Yeah, I think so, on a number of levels. Obviously, his football brain, that's what we're going to benefit from enormously. And we've said it a number of times. If you go through our team, defensively, we're not too bad. We need a bit more cover. If Blake Tracy goes in January, that'll be a massive blow. So we need to move whatever we need to move to keep him. Midfield, I think I've said it recently. Certainly on paper, we're up with the best midfielders in the league, if not one of the best. So that's not a massive concern, although we probably aren't as creative as we need to be. And it's up front where we struggled. So he can bring that experience, that goal scoring instinct. He also put bums on seats. He'll get more money into the club. He will get the crowd excited. He'll get the crowd going. So on lots of different levels, it's absolutely the right thing to do. And the bigger thing is that there's been a lot of talk about, well, he won't fit into our style of play. Austin will demand how we play. He will demand when we get the ball in the box and how we do it. He will demand players to work around him, without a doubt. And he'll bring that level of professionalism and hunger, even at this stage of his career. And as Craig has said, for the likes of Wakeling and Jepcott and Shade and Adeloy in any forward, they will benefit massively from him being there. So I think it's just, we've said it before, it's a no-brainer, fantastic signing. Can't wait to see him out on the pitch.
Woody, Craig made a very good point in terms of if the comments attributed are true, etc. But is Lindsay under pressure now to play Austin? And then are we in danger of overplaying him in the second half of the season?
No, I think. Well, no, sorry, no to the fact that we're overplaying him. I think at the end of the day, you don't make and I call it more of a signing with intent. You don't make that type of signing and not play him. I know there's talk about whether he'll start against Grimsby and things like that. To be honest with you, although you could put the romance into it, but I can't see any reason why we don't just start him against Grimsby, to be totally honest. I think even without signing Charlie Austin, even if we didn't sign him, the pressure through the January transfer window will be on Lindsay anyway. Because at the end of the day, I think Joe and I both said that we're not Lindsay out, so to speak, at the moment because he hasn't had a full squad to work with. Now he's got a full squad pretty much, plus Charlie Austin. If we get FBT on a perm, that's brilliant. If we get someone like Tomlinson in, that's brilliant. That squad is steadily getting stronger and stronger. Then I think the pressure is on because I said back in our predictions, I said that I thought that we were probably one striker away from, being a top 3 side at that time. Obviously, a lot's happened since then, based on the signings we've made. But I just think that now, he isn't going to come in. He isn't going to come in and solve everything for us. We still need to. We are going to need to change a little bit the way we play. But there's no coincidence that you look at yesterday. There's no coincidence that there was a lot of grit in that performance.
Yeah,
you could see that the players were playing with a lot more confidence. That just small things like that do change a team. Small, just that signing will change. As I think Craig said, that will change the team massively, and it'll be huge for Wakeling and Jeffcott. Whoever starts with him, it'll be massive for them. The only thing I don't want to happen is us think, as Craig said, I don't want us to think that Charlie's going to win us the league, because I do agree. I think we do need 3 or 4. I'm probably not going to go as far as 5 or 6, but I do think we need at least 3 or 4 to kind of, to really bolster the squad. We haven't got enough defensively because they're all injury prone. But yeah, for me, if I was a League 2 manager and you've said I've given you Charlie Austin as your first transfer in the January window, I'd be feeling the pressure, because that's a signing of intent. And if we keep that intent going through the Jan, wouldn't be surprised if we have. Obviously, we're not going to have a Johnny Williams or a Charlie Austin marquee signing, but I wouldn't be surprised if we do bring in some more quality in the January transfer window if they want to. I just hope they don't turn around in January the 30th or whatever and go, well, we did sign Charlie Austin, so we didn't bother signing anybody else. That's one thing they've got to avoid massively, because it's too easy to fall into that Lee Power-esque trap.
No, definitely. Kieran, from your perspective, as one of the younger members of the regular panelists, where does the memory of Charlie Austin live for you in terms of elite players that you've seen just as he gets his first question. He's back. He's back. Kieran, how much of the question did you hear? Kieran? Excellent. I don't actually think he's back. Kieran?
No.
Okay. That's gone well then. Oh, he's moving.
I'm back now.
Oh, okay. This is worse than Woody's Wi-Fi. At least Woody still answers.
Woody Wi-Fi.
Ben's Bendwick.
He sounds like he's an opera singer.
Who's trying to talk?
Kieran.
Kieran. Oh dear God.
Right, well, we'll let Kieran sort out his connection issues, and we'll come back to that one.
Such a successful episode.
On a lemon.
Ned, do you want to offer just a couple of comments on the Austin signing at all?
But I've borrowed Woody's Wi-Fi.
My Wi-Fi's never been that bad, mate.
I'll mute his mic while he sorts his connection issues out. Ned, would you like to would you like to offer any comments on the Austin signing?
Oh, it's so massive, isn't it? It's absolutely massive. It's oh God. No, you're gonna have to turn that light off as well, babe. You're gonna have to turn it off. Sorry. So we're setting up
a clapper.
yeah. I'm straight. Yeah, I mean, well, it's value all round. It's not just for the potential goals on the pitch he's going to add. It's just the experience he's going to add on to, and the wise words passing on. It's amazing. And there's so many sort of rumors that have been going around, and one person says this, next person says that. I'm just glad it's over and done with now. We could just get on with it. But I'm just someone else come out with something today saying about I can't remember who was it who said about that Lindsay and Di Michele had literally nothing to do with it. It was all to do with using dial-up internet. 48k connection, guys. But yeah, we're getting it to work, by the way, via Beamin. So if some random Mr. Jackbox appears at the bottom of the screen in just a few moments' time,
I'm keeping an eye out. Don't worry.
Okay, yeah, that's what it is. Right, I'm going to get back to sorting this out.
Well, before you do go anywhere, Ned, and before I bring Kieran back in, we were just talking with Woody about pressure Lindsay might be under. I want to know how much pressure you're feeling right now with this comment. So excited for this episode. It's going to be very funny. Ned is a pro at Jackbox. So, I mean, get ready, guys.
No pressure. Wow. Okay. It's going to be awesome. If this works, it will be awesome. What I will say is it's going to be, I need to have the light switched off, so I'm not sure what it's going to look like in a few seconds' time, but it hopefully should be fine. It should be all good.
It's fine. Kieran's back now, along with a question. Is Kieran's Wi-Fi connection lost abroad? Kieran doesn't go abroad.
No, never.
Kieran, what I was trying to ask you was...
I haven't been for over a year now. Leave me alone. I haven't been...
Yeah. What I was trying to ask you was, as one of the younger members of the Fools panel, where does the memory of Austin rank in terms of top players you've seen play?
He's the best, right? It's a close tie between him and Simon Cox as the best sort of natural goal scorers I've seen play myself for Swindon. Austin rates higher in terms of the memories because he that was like one of the first years I was going home and away quite a lot. But I think that I went to quite a few games that year. It was the first sort of away games I've been to sort of on my own with friends. Sort of the first year sort of going into the town end. That's sort of 2010 season. So for Austin, there's a lot of nostalgia there for me. It's sort of like the first sort of big success I'd sort of remembered for Swindon. Because before that, I'd sort of gone to bit part games. I think that might have even been my first season ticket holder. I'm pretty sure it was actually because we had like Tomopo Bodeji, didn't we, at the start of the season, and Ben Hutchinson, and then eventually signed Austin. So I think that was my first year as a season ticket holder as well. So there's a lot of romanticised with that. And then obviously that season finished at Wembley. So there's a hell of a sort of nostalgia thing with Austin coming back. So yeah, I think for me it is real like your first sort of one of the best players I've ever seen in a Swindon shirt coming back to the club. Something I never thought would happen because you don't normally get those sort of things happen in football. Because I'd have loved Simon Cox to have come back because I was talked to him many years ago, coming back to sort of one last dance with us because we were his sort of first club where he made it at. So for Austin to get that chance, I suppose that was a big thing for him. And to be fair, he fit a mould of what we've all been asking for all season. We've been asking for a proven goal scoring striker, big shithouse number 9 sort of type player. We've got it now. We need to make other improvements in the squad as well. So we need a goalkeeper to sort of challenge to become number 2 now, and sort of a few centre backs and central midfielders. But I feel like it's one big thing off the shopping list quite early on in the window. Yes, he's probably. We're not going to be funny. He is probably quite a big outlay in terms of wages. He's not going to have come cheap, but goal scorers don't. They're going to be your most expensive players in any sort of way. We haven't had to pay a transfer fee for him. He's one that keeps the fans quite happy. He probably will deliver on the pitch. But it's got to be up to the manager. If the manager doesn't, it's an interesting one with sort of the Lindsay comments. If the manager doesn't really want him there, how forced is he going to be to play, and how happy is he going to be being told he needs to play your player that's probably going to be on more wages if he doesn't get played than if he does get played. So it's better for like it'd be better for the club if he gets played. Because I imagine there's some sort of thing in there. But it'll be interesting to see. But if he's anywhere near sort of the form he's been in the last few years and just fucking shithousing in around Fox in the box sort of player in League Two, he will get 15. He could get 15 goals quite easily with the service we've got. Like fucking the service we've got in this squad. We've been looking for a player like him, and I think it'll really improve Wakeling. I think having someone like that, because I think they're quite similar players. I think Wakeling could become an Austin type S player. So yeah, I think that'll be interesting. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time to see him back. Hopefully he gets the number 32 shirt, but I could see him being number 11. In completely unrelated news, but we ready to play Jackbox now or what?
Well, I think Ned was really enjoying Mike's joke there.
Yeah, I
about
can only say
bubbles.
Mike Dixon comment of the night.
Brilliant.
No bubbles allowed. You horrible man! You do not say that about Charlie Austin. No, we don't remind him. That's like going to Harry McCurdy. Oh, how's your penalty taking going on? Oh, did anyone see the out of context Football Manager thing about Harry McCurdy the other day? About these regens don't look real. I'll show you. I'll put it in the WhatsApp group later. Poor Harry.
Nick, I did have to comment. Do I see your Christmas present behind you on the door there?
You
The
certainly
Opus
do.
Road sign.
Yeah, he's I'm all official now.
I love
Lovely.
that Locust Road sign.
It
Yeah.
goes up there with my Fools Rushing cushion that I
Brilliant.
got for Christmas.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, my daughter did me proud. I was well chuffed.
Where's what? Sorry.
When can we buy this merch? What's that?
When can you buy this? Well, in essence, mate, you can buy it whenever you want because it's all getting made. So we don't have we're not giving away. I don't want to come up with any sort of random phrase for it, but we're not just giving away stuff at the moment. We're not producing stuff, but if people actually want some Fools Rush In merch, I'm sure we can sort something out. Ned, I have seen another box has appeared on the screen, so we are all but ready to play if you are. I can see Christian's typing away his top 10, so I did flash up the first one. I think this is in terms of finishers stroke natural strikers. So we put Austin at number 1, Fjoltoft there at 3, just to finish his top 10 off. There's a few names there that I'm sure most of you will remember. Who else we got? Allison Parkin in at 8, Cox 9. Some big names there.
Interesting.
Don't know what he's on about. He's left Rogers out. He ain't got a clue.
I don't think he's seen him.
I'm sure this is one he's actually seen.
The only problem is with you're the only one lucky enough. Just think of it. You've got the luck on your side. You got to see the best ever times of Swindon.
Yeah.
We can get League 2 mediocre shite.
Yeah. Saying plenty of that as well.
Gents, if you've not already done so, Ned has posted our first games room in the chat if you'd like to join, and then I can bring it up on the screen for everyone to watch along while we talk about the Northampton game. So the majority of us on screen tonight were there. I'd like to start with Woody, if I can, because me and you had quite a few discussions during the game, and looking at some of the comments on Twitter, one of the overriding things for me was people seem to think that we were somewhat fortunate or lucky and Northampton was so much better than us. But I thought they played well at what they do. We battled and combated well and were effective in what we did.
Yeah, I think that's probably the fairest way to put it, to be honest. I think I've read a couple of Northampton tweets as well that said that, that in terms of, I don't know, like team cohesion is the best that they've seen at their place, in terms of really gritting out a performance. Oh,
sorry, carry on talking.
Oh yeah, but it's weird. But yeah, so I think it's quite difficult because I don't think somebody put in, I can't remember which chat it was, but somebody put that Northampton didn't play that well and all of that kind of stuff. And I generally think our defence are under a lot of pressure a lot of the time. But as me and Wazza was saying during the game, kind of, just because the defenders are busy doesn't mean we're defending poorly. And I think that that's sometimes such an easy kind of error to make. It's so weird not looking at you guys when I'm when I'm talking. But it's a weird thank you. But it's but there was a lot of situations that we just defended really well. Just because they're under pressure. I mean, I got to take my hat off to Angus McDonald. I'm still on the fence about him, but I do think if we didn't have him, if we didn't have him last night, we would have conceded more. I don't. To be honest with you, between Bryn and the back four, I don't think they deserved to concede. It was one of
No.
those that maybe Northampton deserved a goal, but our defence didn't deserve to concede, which is probably why Bryn kind of got the plaudits on player of the match. So yeah, I think it was just a good game of football. I think it's probably is to sum it. I just think it was a good game of football. It was two teams playing slightly different styles, and on this occasion, you can't really say our style came up best because neither of our goals came from playing the way that we play. But yeah, you know, at the end of the day, as we've said many times, I'd much rather go to a team like that who are third in the league in good form and snatch a 2-1 win than have gone there and got absolutely trounced and just being like, well, that's okay. They were better than us. So by the league table, they were a better team. The way that I look at it, we've beaten a team that's higher than us in the league, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Nick, you were suffering with an injury picked up en route to the game. Did the performance manage to ease the ailment?
Yeah, certainly did. As I said earlier, I love going to Northampton. I think we always have a decent game there. The away end is always packed out, which makes for the atmosphere. I mean, if we could get the town end like we were last night, that's what we need to get the crowd going, because it was absolutely brilliant. Agree with a lot of what Woody said. That I mean, if we could replicate their balls into the box, they were whipping in some, really good crosses, and as Woody said, we defended them really well. As well as McDonald, although Andelo was superb when we were defending corners. He had an absolute storming game. He headed away so much stuff. He was superb. And with them saying that, I think it's put like a bit of an odd statistic on it that Bryn pulled off, I don't know, 6 or 7. I would call them decent saves. I would have thought if any of those had gone in, it'd have been really disappointed. They were saves to be made that you expect a decent keeper to make. There's probably one really good save that he got up to his left-hand side and pushed it around the post. But the rest of them is what you would expect him to do. Is to quote Roy Keane, that was his job, and he did it well. And yeah, the team worked their guts out, and that was pleasing to see. And I know he's taken a lot of stick, and we've had a lot of discussion about Shade. Took his goal well, started the move that made it. He got a bit assy in the second half, and was rattling their defenders. He ended up getting booked, which was a bit unfair, I thought. And he put a shift in, as the whole team did. So, agreeing with Woody there that you go to these places, and if you battle, and yeah, we might have had a bit of luck. Lavinia scored an absolute worldie. How many times is he going to do that? I did see some people were having a go at Lindsay for saying that he'll take the credit. If they don't realise that was a tongue-in-cheek comment, just get a life, mate, for Christ's sake. He said it with a smile on his face, in fair play to him. So, yeah, overall, great day. Just couldn't have been better.
Ben, Craig, you guys were also there, but before I come over to you, Ned, it would be remiss of us not to give you the opportunity to tell everyone why Sade deserves a Ballon d'Or for his 50-minute performance.
Yeah. He was there for the whole game. He deserves a Ballon d'Or he deserves a Puskas Award for his goal against Colchester, let alone last night. Bloody hell.
Shut up, Kieran.
Definitely his best performance so far. As you can tell from the WhatsApp messages, regardless of how terrible he's playing, I'm always in there going, "Oh, Shade's the GOAT. Shade's the best. I love Shade. Why don't you love Shade?" But legit, yesterday was his strongest performance by a country mile, and hopefully this will give him the confidence to go on from here. Fingers crossed. But yeah, we really started to see why we signed him from yesterday. I don't think he had a second. Oh, no, you wait. Second half of the season, his statistics are going to be as good as anyone. But to be fair, what's that? His third goal for us now. How many's
third.
Jackbox
Yes,
got?
it's third. Yeah, it's third. He got his one against Sutton, one against Colchester, and one last night. And the pick of the bunch still is I think the Sutton one. To be honest with you, where the
Still
keeper
scores
has
important goals.
To be fair, he scores some big important goals. The Colchester one was quite an important one. The first one against Sutton was very important, and the first one last night was very important. He's a big game player. He is the best.
And to be fair,
fuck off,
I got a question on that. I got a
Shade
Ned,
statue outside. Fuck the Don Rogers statue. Get Shade statue.
yes,
Ned,
Karen.
Ned, what because I was excited when we signed him because I knew about his record, and how well we played. But what did we sign him as?
Right
A
back,
player.
right wing back.
Player.
Right wing
A
back.
football player.
Right wing back.
As a football player.
I'm pretty sure we signed him as a winger.
Yeah,
He's
I would
playing
say
wing back at-
winger.
he's playing wing
Right.
back at Walsall.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring us and I'm gonna say this now because I don't want to appear because I'm not a Shade hater because I want him to do well, but
You are.
I don't buy this. Everybody jumping on we love Shade all of a sudden because he's had a good 55
Hey,
minutes.
me and Ned
in
never jumped
comparison
on it.
to-
We've always done it.
compared to now. Listen, when he starts playing like a winger or even a wing back for the whole game, even if you look at his goal yesterday. He was in the middle of the fucking area. It's like, what's...
Let's be honest though, but
He
to
scored
start the move, he was
Oh, yeah,
out
he
wide,
scored. Yeah,
and he
yeah,
put a
that's
great
fair.
ball in for Williams to score. He didn't,
That was a good
but
ball.
he got into
That
the
was a
right
good ball.
position and
But
scored.
mate, I played plenty of decent through balls, mate. I'm not a professional footballer, so it's like
No, that's why you're the coach.
Come on.
all I'm saying, I'm going to give him his credit.
To be
He was-
fair,
he had a-
last night
he had a good game.
he was in a great position for the goal because if he hadn't followed that in, we wouldn't have scored. So I think he
Yeah,
came
and
in from the wing. He came in from the wing. He followed in. He's just following
Yeah.
the leader.
Yeah,
But I
and
think
he done the defending.
I think Shade's problem is the lack of coaching direction at times, where he's not actually been told because he's been played in so many fucking positions.
Well, he's not.
He's been played centrally at one point. He's been played on the right. He's been played on the left. He's like Billy Bowden. No one knows what his best
So's
position is.
Yandelo. So's Yandelo.
Yeah, Ian Andelo is one of our most underrated players, to be fair. But Ian Andelo has just played consistent wherever he is. But there's probably better positions where you said he'll play better. He'll play better in midfield than he ever did at left wing back because he's a central midfielder.
So what's Shade's position?
Shade.
What's Shade's best position?
Just on the pitch, just get him on there. He'll do something. he's magic.
I can't wait for it to have an absolute shocker at Colchester, and we're right back to this again. But no, honestly, no, I am pleased for him. I genuinely am pleased for him. But it wasn't a good full game. He knackered out after 60 minutes.
That's where substitution. It's his third game. It's his second game in 3-4 days. He's going to be tired. So that's where we do need to get players off and substitute them. Because look at Darcy. He couldn't start because he couldn't manage
McDonald
the
was
full
right.
sort of weeks. Yeah, Angus McDonald didn't.
And he was probably the busiest player on the pitch. But it's just, I just think that when I start seeing him being effective for more than one half of a game,
he does need some consistency in there,
and he probably gets more
opportunity blinders of games.
He gets more opportunities than a lot of players as well.
Adeloy.
Yeah, he gets more opportunities than most of the squad, and it's with the exception of maybe Wakelin. And it's just, I think, like I say, I'm good. It was a good finish, albeit his first touch for the goal was so bad it did the defenders. But it's, it's a good finish, and I hope he carries on doing well. I genuinely do, but I don't see it. Sorry, Ned,
I think
anyway.
if he does well, we've got a hell of a player on our hands, and we can sort of bring it up. But I think he's going to be a year or 2 years. He's going to take a year just to get him settled in, just settling in. Period.
But
watch next season, he's going to be like fucking Messi.
If we go up,
we're not going to go up though.
If
we're not going to go up,
is he going to be at the level required? Is he going to be? Well, if we don't go up,
yes,
then
he
he's
will.
part
Because
of
he'll
the
be like fucking
failed
Messi next year.
Because if we don't go up, he's part of the failed squad.
So's fucking Ben Gladwin and Johnny Williams. Johnny Williams and Ben Gladwin are part of failed squad. It doesn't mean they're not going to be at the levels.
Yeah, but I could take Shade out of the team and replace him with Wakelin and know that we're still going to get something. Take Gladwin. Gladwin showed last night why it's pretty obvious why we've missed him when he's not played this season.
Yeah. Gladwin's man of the match last night, like hands down.
Sorry, did anyone just hear someone knocking on the door?
No.
I'm sure I just heard someone knocking in the background.
Oh, that's what's going on with Kieran's mic bouncing up and down. I mean,
He's getting very excited. Mike makes a very good point. Hutton started off badly, and now I think we all rate him. Hopefully, Shade and some others will make the same types of progress.
Exactly. And Hutton was proven at this level, and he started off badly. So
he only had 2 bad games.
He
was fine after the second.
I completely agree with the point that Woody made and that Sean's agreed with there. I put Gladwin in as behind Bryn as the second player in the list for man of the match, with the exception of 1 or 2 times where he's got this habit, and I've said it a few times, he will try and do too much and he will lose the ball in the middle of the pitch.
Ben Gladwin just needs to sit there and just do the little things in the middle of the pitch. But if he tries to be too showboaty and tries to do say too much, and it just doesn't do to her. He just needs to be like a James Milner. Go about your game quietly. Just sit doing the little passes, sweeping along, just doing the hard fucking shithousing stuff in the centre midfield. Cunt someone. And
you notice that Kieran, he turns up like once every 6 weeks and then doesn't let anyone else talk. He does all his talking in one episode.
6 weeks. That's why I don't turn up again. I let everyone else have a
go. Ben, so I don't like to throw anyone under the bus, especially a Fools member, but you did go on social network to millions of people worldwide, and you said, and I quote, I would take a 5-2 defeat right now. Yeah. So do you feel somewhat foolish not believing in Town when they went and won, like a few of us did actually say we would do?
No, because Swindon until yesterday showed absolutely no sign of the improvement. The first half, we were a little bit lucky going in at half-time because Bryn was fantastic. Pinnock missed an absolute sitter, literally seconds before we scored. He burst through on goal, had the whole goal shoot out, and he shanked it wide.
League 2 strikers, mate. League 2 strikers.
Yeah, League 2 strikers. We punished them for that. We could have been like 3-1 down at half-time, but we weren't. We defended and we hang on in there. The start of the second half, we did look a little bit.
In fairness, we could have also been 2-3 up at half-time.
After Lavigne scored that absolute belter, there was about a 20-minute period where the Swindon that we all know and love finally kicked into play, and we looked more likely scoring a third than they did, putting it back to 2-1. There was about a 20-minute spell where we pulled them all over. A really good side. We had them all over the place. There was nothing coming from the home end. The away end was singing away, having a great old time, and we were pinging about the place. We were cutting them behind them. We were peppering their goal with shots, all sorts of stuff. And we looked really good. And it's like, this is the Swindon that I know. This is the Swindon that, we seen. This is the Swindon at Mansfield. This is the Swindon how we know we can play. And they played with confidence and a bit of edge because the energy just came back to them. Then, of course, we sort of tire a little bit, and they were always going to get back into the game a little bit, Northampton. But until they scored, we were looking so comfortable. We never looked like scoring a goal until they did. It was a cracking finish. And even when the ball went 6 minutes and everyone started shitting themselves, can anyone remember them nearly scoring? I can't. It's just... We survived it fairly comfortably. And probably one of the better teams we're going to play this season. And I think we did really well after a quite, a shaky start. But we have to follow this on. We have to go and beat Colchester, or that's all for nothing. We must kick on now. We must get 3 points because we're going a week without a game. So this is everyone's catch-up week against us. So we need to, we must beat them. We have to beat Colchester. No shit in it. We've got to go from the off. What's for nothing.
And Craig, we can't comment on the game. It's been mentioned a few times, but an outstanding goalkeeping display.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, can I just say I love Swindon fans and especially our pod, because we can discuss one of the most mediocre players we've had this season in Shade for about 10 minutes. It's absolutely brilliant. But yeah, Bryn, I
would get that on the Sir Tom Broadbent Lounge.
Yes. I slightly disagree with Nick. I think there was about 3 saves that Bryn made, 2, especially in the first half, that were quality saves, and I think some of those would have gone in with keepers who aren't as good as Bryn, and he was the main reason why we went in 1-0 up at half time. But again, McDonald was brilliant, and I've been one of his biggest critics on this pod. He nearly gave us a goal away early on in the first half, where he gave the ball away, and they nearly scored from it. But after that, he was immense. He played really well. Best performance I've seen from him this season. But it's the same as with Shade. It's one performance, so I'm not going to get carried away. The jury's still out for me. I want every Swindon Town player to do well. The ones that I've been most critical of: McDonald, Reed, Shade, and up until recently, Gladwin as well. You know, and Gladwin's shown why we need him in that middle of the park. And by the way, when it comes to the middle of the park, it's got to be Gladwin, Khan, and Iandolo if we're going to play a midfield three. Iandolo needs to be playing in midfield, not left back, not left wing back, nowhere else on that pitch. His best position. The first couple of games of last season, he played there. He was brilliant. And the few times he's played there since, he is quality. He's a brilliant box-to-box midfielder. He causes problems. You know, he puts any opposition when they've got the ball. He's there. He's in their face. He's strong as well. He's deceptively strong, and he's good in the air. Deceptively good in the air. He was winning so many of those crosses and corners that Northampton were coming in. And for me, he hasn't had this. And this goes back to Lindsay knowing what his best first 11 is and what his best formation is. And Iandolo is key to that in that midfield three. And if we're going to go on this season, it needs to be those three that I said: Khan, Gladwin, and Iandolo in that midfield three. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it was a good performance, good result. But as Ben said, hit the nail on the head. It'll be no good if we go and lose to Colchester on New Year's Day. We've got to beat them. We need that consistency. And yeah. Obviously, and going back to Bryn, yeah, he was good. He's turned out to be the signing of the season. And as well as having Austin in and bringing in a few others, our best transfer business will be keeping hold of Bryn and Fraser Blake Tracy in that transfer window. I have a feeling that Blake Tracy might go back to Burton because they've got like the second worst defensive record in League One, and they're only just above the relegation zone. So he's shown his versatility, that he's, you know, he was really good. I doubted whether he'd be good as a centre back with McDonald, but they're quite a good pairing, to be fair. You know, they did nothing wrong yesterday, but yeah. Again, good result, good performance, but need to back it up against Northampton.
Okay, let's before we get into the main thing for today and the games, let's talk about that specifically. Kieran, how important is a victory against Colchester?
I think it's massive. It's probably bigger than last night is in sort of the grand scheme of things, because if we lose against Colchester, it just sort of goes, okay, we've won one game, we've lost the next one again. It goes back to that inconsistency, a bit like at the start of the season when we were drawing so many games. We needed to follow it up with a win, and we would lose a game. We need to beat Colchester to prove last night wasn't a fluke, wasn't just a one-off, and do it all. And to be honest, if you look at the table, we should be beating Colchester. There is no excuse not to go there and win. I would take a draw, given off the back of that. I said out of these last two games, Northampton and Colchester, I'd take 4 points out of it.
Okay.
I think now we've beaten Northampton, you want to take 6 points out of it. But I think if we follow up with a win against Colchester, that's a real statement of we're starting to get some consistency. We've beaten Northampton, we've beaten Colchester. Fucking bring on Grimsby. And obviously, with a week off, the momentum. If we lose against Colchester, it's a long week for them to be going out, to go back into the Grimsby game without remembering, and that's going to be the thing they'll remember. Whereas if we beat Colchester, they'll be buzzing for that week off. There'll be a nice sort of time for them. They'll integrate. There'll plenty of training of Austin and stuff, and then the Grimsby game, they'll be buzzing. They want to get back out and make 9 points from the last three, which would be a hell of a turnaround from where we were a few weeks ago, saying that it's all gone to shit and stuff. But this could be very much like the Mansfield victory, where we win and we do nothing for weeks after. Because the Mansfield one, we were all like, right, fucking here we go. proper charge going on, and it dipped afterwards. And I think this feels like a bit like the Mansfield victory. It's come a bit of a statement victory, I think, beating Northampton, because no one really expected it. Every Swindon fan sort of wrote us off. I wrote us off. I said we're going to lose 5-0. But I generally didn't think we'd lose that heavily, but I didn't think we'd win last night. I thought Northampton were gonna do us again, and the performance that we came out of last night was outstanding. But we need to do that again. We need to follow it up against Colchester, and then follow it up again with Grimsby at home. But we'll probably knowing us, we'll beat Colchester. We'll then go lose like 3-0 to Grimsby at home with 15,000 there or something. That's a Swindon way, because for some reason we can't win at home. But
Charlie Austin pops his ACL.
Oh, fuck. Shoulder comes out. Shoulder pops out. But no, I think Sundays now. Sunday gets big. Like, I think Sunday was always a big game. If we didn't win last night, it's a big game. We need to go get a win there now. But we need to follow up, because, as a lot of people have said, it's fucking all well and good going and beating Northampton last night. But if you go and lose to Colchester on Sunday, we may as well have not bothered with Northampton. And we need to follow it up. That's what we need to start doing more this season, because there's been so many times we've got a good victory and we've either drawn or lost the next game, or drawn the following game, then lost the next 2-3, much like after that Mansfield victory. So we need to win on Sunday. I don't care whatever, it's a must win, I think, on Sunday, just to sort of kickstart our season properly, hopefully, and get the month off to a good start, get the year off to a good start.
Nick, Kieran said it, Ben said it in no uncertain terms. It's essentially a must-win game.
I think it's our most important game of the season.
Yeah,
simple as that. We know it's a horrible place to go to. We messed it up last season. 9 men, and we let a last-minute goal in for a draw. We can't afford to do things like that. So yes, we've got to win, and as Kieran said, we've got to show that intent in it. We are pushing forward, but I think more importantly than that, even though I said it's our most important game of the season, we need to start having performances in starting to win games at home, because a lot of us. And we go to a good number of away games, and we've seen some decent performances amongst some pretty poor ones as well, as mind. But most of the home performances have been just so bad. And, hopefully we're going to have that push now. We've got Charlie, and as the guys have said, we need, whether it's 2, 3, 4 additional players to bolster the squad. Although now we're pretty much injury free. We have still got a decent squad. Don't say it's as good as it needs to be, but it is decent. And as we've already said, I'll just repeat it again, Blake Tracy to me is probably the most important signing we can make this window. If he goes back, I'd like to see Tomlinson come in. Lavinia, you could say he could push him to right back and push Hutton forward. So it gives us lots of options. So, the transfer window is going to be critical, and we must win at Colchester. Simple.
Well, on that note, Craig, Claire's asked, who would the panel like to see come in or go out in the transfer window?
I don't know specifics. Tomlinson, whether Blake Tracy goes back or not, I think we should bring in Tomlinson. Because I think Blake Tracy's better on as a left back. He's solid there. He's been consistent there all season. I think Tomlinson would link quite well. Would form a good partnership with McDonald. Again, cover on the as a left back as well. I know we've got Iandolo, but for the reasons I said earlier, I don't want him being made. His versatility is his own sort of downfall. So I think we need cover on as a left back as well. More cover again in midfield. I really would, even though I said, again, I'm going to contradict myself. I said about the midfield three that I'd like. I think we need to get in a defensive midfielder, because I think Louis Reed's going to be going in January. I don't think we'll be keeping hold of him. With him being sub last night, I think that's pretty much knocked his Swindon career on the head. So a defensive ball-playing midfielder. I know they're hard to get, but yeah, that would be ideal. And again, some more cover in midfield. and maybe out on the wing as well. Because all right, we're injury free at the moment, but how long's that going to be? So we have been found to be lacking, and some of our players again, like I say, it was a good performance last night, but a lot of our players have been sort of average this season. And if you're going to be a promotion contender or automatic or via the playoffs, you need to be better than average over the course of the season. So yeah, I think, maybe not 5 or 6, like I said earlier, but like Woody said, 3 or 4 players to come in, one of them Tomlinson, and I think that would be really good business for us.
Mike has put in his suggestions. He said, transfer Al Ben to lower league, look to bring in some money and use the funds to get Steve Hale on a permanent basis.
Yeah, there's only room for one bold person, so we can.
That's why Ned's brought his hair back.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Last word then, before we go around and get score predictions to you, Woody. Whether you want to pick up on the importance of the Colchester game or the transfer window.
Well, the Colchester game, I always say that whenever you win, lose or draw, you need to win your next game. I never understand the mentality of we could do with a draw there or whatever. For me, we have to win the next game. We have to win against Colchester just because where they are in the league table. It's all well and good us saying, we beat Barrow, which we do. I think we have forgotten that we did beat Barrow. We beat Northampton. We drew with Leyton Orient. We got good results against the top end sides. That's no good if you're going to go and lose to Colchester. So if, as Craig said, if we want to be a promotion contender, we need to be winning games winning a streak of games, not winning one, losing one, as Kieran said, winning one, losing one, drawing one, etc. But yeah, transfers, I couldn't put any names to it. I think I'd like to see Tomlinson signed regardless. If he's a free agent, he's a proven player for us, so let's get him in. I'd like to see him play left back with Blake Tracy and McDonald staying in the middle. And then, when Clayton comes back, even if we just have Blake Tracy and what's his face? Who have I just said? Tomlinson swapping round, every now and then or whatever when we've got midweek games. I don't know when Reece Devine's meant to be back as well. I'm still thinking that we're
not being selected.
Oh, really? I was just wondering whether we're actually ever going to see him for the rest of this season, to be totally honest, because he's obviously a left back by trade as well. But I think we will lose a couple. I think we will just be to cover wage situation. I wouldn't be surprised if Reed goes, that would take quite a nice chunk off the wages. I do think we'll need cover for that though. But I wouldn't be surprised if this transfer window, our cover spots are filled up by loan players. I wouldn't be surprised if I think at the end of the transfer window we would have maxed out our loan capacity at that point. I wouldn't surprise, and that doesn't bother me either. That doesn't bother me because as long as we bring in loan players that are either expected to start or loan players that that are there to be. As long as I guess I'm trying to say, as long as it's obvious what the loan players have been brought in to do.
They're either there to improve our starting 11 or they're there to improve our squad.
Yeah. We don't want like mediocre loan players type thing. We want better than what we've got or a squad depth.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go through it then. Score predictions for Colchester. Starting with you, Ned.
I'd like to think 2-0 Swindon. Also, as well, you didn't give me the opportunity to speak about transfers.
Sorry. You've been very busy in the background today.
Sorry. I would like to see because I don't think he's been getting too much games, and the young lad we had on midfield from Arsenal,
Matt Smith.
Matt Smith.
Yeah, I would love to see him back.
Yeah, I'd like to see him back on loan. And also, if he's not in the plans of the manager, I would like to see us get DJ back on loan as well. But there we go.
DJ would be good.
We are in danger of literally doing a who's who of former Swindon players, aren't we?
But they're all good. They're all good, and they would definitely improve the team for sure.
Anyone looking to raid the basket case that is Crawley for anyone at the moment, or leave them be for the time being?
I think we'll leave them alone.
If tell you what, if Dom Telford became available, fucking go and get him. Like I wouldn't
No.
get
He
used
is
to what
available.
Dom
He
tells
is
us,
available, but
No.
well, and the whole squad's available.
Well,
But I think now.
Well, I was going to say,
Their entire squad is dog shit. Let's be honest.
Dion Conroy back.
they are where they are, and I think.
And they're
Dom
probably
Telford
on
had
shed
one good
loads of
season.
money.
Dom Telford,
Does anyone
when he
think
saw
we'll-
Crawley come involved, he was like, "Fuck me, I've had one good season, and I'm fucking getting off with this. Bring it to me. National League next year for you, son."
Okay, just a very quick hands up poll to Mike's questionnaire. Does anyone think we will sign a goalkeeper in the window?
yeah.
We've
Kieran
got
saying
I don't.
yeah, Ben saying yeah.
I up there for me. It's got to be a priority because if something happens to Bryn, we are fucked.
Yeah.
Like Copland, no disrespect to him, but as I think Steve Hale pointed out last night, physically he's not going to be at the standard of a League Two goalkeeper. He will get pushed around and then we have to sign a goalkeeper because if something happens to Bryn, whether it be recalled, I don't think that's going to happen. But red carded, injured, because
Yeah.
Goalkeepers can get injured probably more so than any other player because they're putting a lot more on their line. Like a broken finger can keep a goalkeeper out, where it wouldn't keep another player out. We need to get a number 2 that can seriously replace Bryn. Bran may have been it, but Jack Copland, no disrespect to the lad, he's good to sit there at the minute. But if something happens to Bryn, if something happens to Bryn last night, Northampton could have won 3-2, because that's the difference a goalkeeper makes, as we proved last night. So I think we have to sign a serious, experienced or just someone physically up there with Bryn to get a goalkeeper, and I think that's got to be a priority now. We've got a striker.
100% with that.
Lewis Ward.
Ironically, Lewis
Yeah.
Ward would be fucking ideal, wouldn't he? Right
I
now,
know.
and if you could see that,
I wasn't being ironic. I was serious with that suggestion.
But and Lewis, what does he do? Sit on Sutton's bench most weeks. So the county ground benches are nicer.
Well, seeing as how you've got a lot to say, let's carry on with you, Kieran. Score prediction for Colchester?
Score prediction, right? I'm gonna have to say 5-0 Colchester because that worked last night. That worked last night. We should be beating. We should be beating them though. Like we've got to go where the table is now. The table doesn't lie at this time of the season. Realistically, top half, bottom half sort of things. We should be beating them. We should be sort of 2-3-0 there. But I would take a 1-0 fucking shithouse 90th minute winner. Just groggy. Doesn't even look good. Just anything. Just 3 points and just get us out this league, please, because I can't take it anymore.
Okay.
3-0 Swindon.
3-0 Swindon. Lovely. Nick?
3-1, because I think we always seem to concede. Well, not maybe not always, but we're always likely to concede. So I'll go 3-1.
3-1. Craig?
Yeah, I'll take any win. But for me, I'm going to go for my realistic sort of prediction as usual, and I think we're going to win 4-0. And can I just say, I think that not just because of where Colchester are, I just think that because we said about the back-to-back wins, I think we're going to turn it on from Northampton. And like we said, this is key to our season, this game, and it could turn around our season. So I'm going to go for a 4-0 win, and we just absolutely blow them away.
Okay. Ben?
Well, transfer-wise, we need left back, like a central defensive midfielder, an attacking midfielder. But that's enough of the old transfers things. Let's see what happens there. Prediction-wise, I think that we will win 3-0. And I totally agree with Craig. I think yesterday was a bit of a statement win, and it was a huge confidence filler. The difference we were between 1-0 and then when we went at 2-0, that 20 minutes after, you could tell the whole team just sort of clicked. And even the last few minutes when they were digging in, it was all as one, and they did a proper job at defending as well. It was just a good goal they scored. That happens. So yeah, I think we've got the right sort of game coming up. I think they're not happy. I think it's going to be processed against their manager, and it's the ground, and it's going to be a bit. And I think Swindon go for the throats early. We can kill the game and take the pace and win comfortably. And then 2 weeks, your feet up, and then old Charlie boy.
Okay, lovely. Thank you very much, gents. To round it off, I'm going to go for Swindon to win 2-0. Now, the highlight, this is our last show, so we wanted to do of this year, Let's just make sure that's clear to everyone. It's not our final show. We've not got cancelled yet.
I thought we were going to Sir Tom Broadbent Lounge.
Give us an hour or so. We'll see what happens. Ned's been waiting for me to find an opportunity to sort this for a while. So we decided we'd see in the new year, so to speak, with something that became very popular to a lot of people over lockdown, and play ourselves a little bit of Jackbox. Now, the main screen will be taken up by the game, but the chat will still be live. Please do join in, comment on what you like, what you think's funny, who should win, who shouldn't. But also, as it says along the ticker, we'd love to know your highlights, both STFC related and personally, over 2022, and your hopes for 2023. And we'll continue to flash those up on the screen as well. Oh, go on, Kieran.
My highlight of 2022, I think, was that first McCurdy goal against Port Vale in the playoffs. That's when you thought we're going to fucking do this, and then it went downhill after that. But that McCurdy goal, first goal in the playoffs, fucking beautiful. Beautiful moment.
Wonderful, thank you. But yes, Ned, if you'd like to take over, I will bring this up on the screen. You'll still hear us talking, all being well. And let's get into some games, shall we?
Yeah.
Right.
Then how to play?
Do we want to wait for anyone to join the audience?
If you'd like to join the audience, you can do by following the room code. But I'm quite happy with them watching along if they want to stay in the live chat on StreamYard or YouTube, etc., and go from there.
Right. So, Jackbox.tv in the browser, and then just put the room code XATF to join into the audience. So we'll give it 60 seconds, we'll give it a minute, and then we'll start the first game.
So I see we've all gone creative with our names. We've got Fifey, Woody, Ocus Rogue, Nick, Mr. Chips, Kieran. That doesn't even say Kieran. Kira is a fool. BTB, and we've got Lil Ned joining us as well to make up the numbers.
That's a big TV.
Sean said, if you missed it in the chat there, Walsall away, the invasion is his highlight of 2022. Let's play.
Loving the poor music, by the way. Hi, I hear
right,
you.
Woody, you got to press start.
I'm pressing it. I'm pressing. I'm still pressing.
Oh, Woody.
Have you got the right code in, Woody?
Yeah,
he's there.
Oh, he's there. Yeah, I see. He's at the top.
It says press this button when everybody has joined in. So I'm clicking everybody's in.
For God's sake.
Is anyone playing on their mobile? Have they got to reconnect in where we've had it on pause a little while?
No, mine says sit back and relax.
Yeah,
mine says sit back and relax as well.
Yeah, same as.
Come on, Woody.
Guys.
Go back out and go back in.
That's what I'm going to do.
Don't you just love how professionally run Fools Rushing is?
And we're live.
Sean, to answer your question, don't put yourself down at all. So Jackbox is a series of games that are played over the internet. There are all different versions where there are questions you get to put your own answers into. There are make your own jokes. There are all sorts going on. And so the one we're playing now is called Quiplash.
Quiplash.
I'm your host, Schmitty, and I've hidden the secret to eternal youth somewhere in this game of Quiplash. A mysterious old woman told me I'd meet a group of strangers who would change my life. So keep an eye out for those guys. In the meantime, why don't we play? Remember, extra players can join the audience and pick their favorite clips. Audience votes count. This is round 1. You'll get 2 prompts on your device. Just answer them however you want. Your responses or clips will be pitted against.
Just remember we're live, lads.
Everyone will vote on their favorite. You'll score points based on the percentage of people who prefer your answer. Have at it.
Apologies in advance.
I apologise.
What do?
And so everyone playing will have questions on their second device. You answer them, and then they'll get put to a vote.
Definitely made the countdown too long.
No, if everyone answers, the countdown just stops. Doesn't carry on.
All right.
I apologise about mine in advance.
Are we doing that second one as well?
Yeah, you answer both questions, Nick. And then once you've answered them, you'll see it says Fifey, Kieran, and BTB. They're further up because we've done ours.
Sorry.
Not even got past the first question, Ned.
Sorry.
I think mine's going to get us cancelled.
Oh no!
I asked you to behave while we were live.
I just went with what went in my head, and that's not a good sign.
Oh, someone's struggling.
Yeah, that was me. I didn't know. I just didn't know how to answer that last one.
First up, a rejected name for a Crayola color. Okay, pick your favorite.
You're very lucky you cannot see my reaction.
I'm so glad I went PG.
Moving on. Who's the boss? Put in your votes.
See? Yes.
Next in line, the most pointless volunteer work would be helping.
Oh, God.
Fuck's sake. Oh, I know what's coming.
Get to voting.
Wow.
Not even me. I fucking love that.
Well, Sean seems to be enjoying himself at least. There is no intent to upset anyone while playing this
The
game.
least impressive trophy, first place in
Oh,
white.
God.
Vote now.
What? As we learned from the Mr. and Mrs. episode, one of the Fools Rushing Wags is not a fan of Morris dances.
Coming up next, like Sleeps with the Fishes, can Bob wait for a gangster to say someone's dead?
Oh, Mr. Chips choked.
Moving on.
You suck.
The worst picture to see framed in your grandmother's house.
Oh no.
Oh no, I know.
Guys.
Fifey's head's in his hands right now.
Oh, you bastard. Thanks,
Guys, if
Dave,
you're
I
going
love
to
you.
name people, can you at least keep it to this podcast?
Next one. The last sign we'll get before the apocalypse. And vote.
See, that's better. Wholesome fun for everybody. Ooh. Thank you to the audience members that voted for me.
Next prompt. A word that shouldn't come before.
Oh, God.
My bottom. Either one.
Wow. The audience was with Ben, but the fools were with Woody.
Says a lot about our
That's it for round
So that's the end of
one.
round
Let's put up the
one.
scoreboard.
I'm glad Mr. Chip's on bottom.
Go on, Nick.
Go on, Nick.
Go on then, Nick.
Seeing as I don't know what I'm doing, that's pretty impressive.
Thank you. So now it works exactly the same, Nick, but you get double points.
I think you have to say to Craig how it works, to be honest with you.
Oh no.
Right. There we go.
This was not a great game to play live.
Oh, well done, Craig.
Oh, Craig's answered.
I don't even know what this is.
Nor me. Well, I wouldn't like to ask.
Maybe we got the same question.
I'm so glad we're not on main screen. Nobody can see me eating my mince pie.
Use a safety pin.
14 seconds.
Come on, Nick, you got this. 12 seconds. Oh, it wasn't even Nick.
Let's see what we got. First off, the official name for the Pope's underwear.
Oh no.
Okay, choose your favorite.
I fear we made a terrible mistake. Oh, Nick,
Oh,
what
cheers,
happened?
Craig.
Well, it's good, Nick.
And next, the worst thing to have written on the book area of reports. Oh, that means
I wonder if any other Swindon podcasts have got any vacancies.
Well done, Kieran. Sometimes the obvious ones are the best, aren't they, mate?
Yes, they are.
Next on deck, the worst thing to say in the backseat of a cop car.
I can tell you.
You can't see that.
Who said that? Oh God! Fucking great.
Oh no!
Next up, the worst time to tell someone you want a divorce is in the middle of blank.
Wedding.
It's loading time.
Fuck's sake.
I wonder which one's Ben.
Fifey's going to roll the credits in a minute.
I was too busy shaking my head to even vote.
Good point. There.
I'm actually apologising to anyone offended by anything put in this.
Little Ned against Ned, and that's what Ned put.
Oh yeah.
Possibly true. Time to vote.
What's a Snapple cap?
Did someone say what's a Snapple cap?
Yeah, what is it?
Good, I'm glad, because I didn't know either.
It's the inside of a bottle lid, isn't it?
No idea.
You know, like, it's American. Isn't it?
Whatever it is, we went for Woody.
See, look, you don't have to write offensive or anything. You just need to be funny. Well, we know who did that one because it's not spelt correctly.
I think you're fine. It was not me.
Well done, Woody. Nice Ben impression.
I'm really disappointed in my spelling now. I didn't even realise.
Have you got autocorrect on your phone?
A terrible name for a morning talk show.
Oh, no.
Oh, I can't choose.
No one.
I can't choose.
That was my door. That was my door.
If you didn't vote again.
All I asked was that you behave while this was out live.
We've already lost one audience member.
Ready, set, vote.
For fuck's sake.
It always goes one way.
An hour was all I asked, and then you could misbehave off air. It's a good job all of our stuff goes out as for over 18s only, etc., isn't it?
Yeah, it's late night. It's fine.
It's not fine.
We're all going to hell.
Hey, you already knew I was
Quite
going.
for your second. You're doing well.
Yeah, and I'm not even writing anything rude or offensive.
Round three.
Well, we only got one audience member now. Piss the
I'm not
other off.
surprised.
Yeah.
Invent the full phrase that goes with this acronym.
No, I'm gone safe on this one.
We've all got the same question on this one, just for those of you that have never played before.
Oh, yeah, Belen, that's 4 words.
For anyone who missed it, I did flash up a comment earlier that Claire's highlight of 2022 was the atmosphere at the Man City game. You'll never forget the noise.
That was good.
To be fair, because I won 300.
Ned, did you get that in time?
No, I didn't. In the final round, you can give out 1 gold, 1 silver, and 1 bronze medal to your top 3 quips. Make them count.
I mean,
Yeah. It came up on autocorrect.
I mean,
Came up on autocorrect.
I don't even know.
Little Irish orphan.
That one in one moment.
Oh, perfect.
That was very, very difficult to answer.
And in case anybody is watching and would like to join this really good discussion,
Okay,
the
let's
code
see
is up in the top right-hand corner.
Here's the silver. And now the gold. Now we transform those metals into points.
I think I've done quite well there.
Nick was
Yes.
yes, Nick.
You dirty sod!
Oh, Nick.
Ice cream cone.
I know you like
Ice cream cone.
but
Yes.
Oh, well done.
Well done, 5 feet.
Thank you very
Goes to
much.
show, plays it safe.
Plays it safe and they win the first game.
That's a whole load of family fun right there.
It is a whole lot of family fun. But what you need to remember is that there are some families actually watching you do this. So
Most of them are own.
It's 11.
So, I mean, Sean, to be fair to him, has stuck with us, look, and he sends applauding. He appreciates the efforts. I genuinely do apologise to anyone who may have been offended by any of the comments, but this is what Jackbox is about, and you can only imagine what's going to be going off when we aren't playing live. Would you like one more round live with everyone before
Yes,
we wish
we
them happy?
would.
yeah,
Let's
let's
get
go
this
more round
shit
live.
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's upgrade this to 15.
Yes.
Right. What
Let's have
what do you
a
want as the
no.
final game?
Do what,
Yeah.
sorry?
What do you want as the final game?
Do you want another round of that?
Yeah, if you want.
Guys, you happy to play another round of that?
Yeah, crack on.
Quiplash is the one I knew. I never played any of the others.
Oh, well, we'll play
wanna
some
do
of
a
the others
quick flash?
offline. Yeah, do another quick flash.
Let's have a no holds barred.
No,
round.
not
Right,
while we're
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I think we held back a little bit during
Yeah.
that.
No,
we did, yeah.
no, not while
I
we're
think
live.
trying to calm it down.
Not
Yeah.
while we're
Yeah.
live. I will run the credits and we will end it if you lot don't behave.
There were so many.
Right,
There were
let's do
so
it again.
many war criminals I could have fought off from my.
Yes, well, wait till we're having our New Year's party that's not
Oh.
live to the world. Please
Oh,
behave.
Oh.
Right. Okay.
We need to reconnect.
Do I need to do anything again?
What's the code?
Hang on.
Ned's
Oh,
going to
just-
send us
just
the
load it up.
code and then we will all reconnect.
Ned, what's the code?
Hang on.
Ned.
I'll tell you what, if you
Yeah.
want to be creative though, why don't you come up with a non-offensive nickname that won't give away who you are?
Oh yes.
Oh. No.
Why don't we all pretend to be members of
Oh,
the
I'm
regular
coming up
Fools
then.
Rushing audience?
I couldn't do that to them.
No.
So we call ourselves Cozzy. Cozzy 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I went down well.
change my name. Yes, I can.
Oh, what's the code?
Once you're all in, I'll bring it back up on the screen for those who have stuck with us to watch the final round. Before we do get into it, honestly, on behalf of everyone at Fools Rush In, we do hope, I know we're a day early saying it, but this is our last show of the year. We hope that everyone does have an amazing 2023. Thank you for the support in 2022. Since the start of this season, it's took off to a whole load more than we thought it was going to be. I know we say it quite regular, but we appreciate each and every person who watches along, joins in the chat, listens back afterwards, engages on social media, and talks to us at games as well. It's incredibly nice of you, and we honestly do appreciate it. So on behalf of everyone at Fools Rush In, we do wish you a happy new year and can't wait to see you and speak to you all in 2023. All good to go,
Have we been given
Ned?
a code?
Yes, it's in the chat, Woody.
Why can't I
HOWS.
see it?
Code.
I can't see
HOWS.
that.
Because he put it in lowercase. House.
It's literally,
Oh, prick. For fuck's sake.
I did change my name, but I changed it after I connected the first time, which means that my first name is still there.
What is it? HOWS?
yes.
House.
Hold on, the code's not come up on my one.
Ah, got it.
It's House. House. HOWS.
House.
Everyone in?
It says it's full.
CFC.
So we've got Ned, Mr. Chips, Lil Ned all still there. Rosa, Bertie. Wow. Oh, for fuck's sake. And Fifey's cat. Mr. Chips, you're the VIP this time, so you have to press play, please.
Everybody's in.
Hang on, what? Hang on. Okay. Sorry, do
I'm in the
carry on.
fucking audience.
You're in the audience.
I'm in the audience. It's a joke.
That means someone else
Someone got in there before you.
Yeah.
Nice.
It said it was full.
Brilliant.
Oh.
It probably is Cozzy.
Kieran. Sorry.
This is round one. You get points based on the percentage of people who like your answer, and a bonus if you get more votes than your opponent. Go.
Anyone else's connection dropping out a little bit there? That's all good now. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, no, Fifey, stop swearing.
It's better than what some of you are probably typing for these answers.
Almost out of time. Use the safety quick button if you have
One
to.
of them I had to be careful I didn't get done for bullying, so I had to change my answer.
Why is mine? Why has Fifey's cat got a crown on his head?
These better be good. The first prompt is an appropriate song to be played.
Hey, Fifey, to be fair, that's the game's fault.
Okay, vote for your favorite.
It's not. You could have answered like you could have just put Milkshake by Khalees or Candy Shop by 50 Cent.
Yeah, well.
Who's the daddy? Taking a ball.
Okay, next one. The wrong thing to say to the kidnappers who have your husband. Okay, vote. Wow, sounds like someone needs a little couples therapy. Although paying for ransom may actually be cheaper. Next on the list, the name of the conference where internet
Oh no.
trolls
Oh
gather.
no.
Vote away.
Really?
I couldn't do it.
To that.
Is anyone else's froze?
Yeah,
mine's
froze
Yeah.
the main screen. I've got it working on here, but
It's still clicking along on my phone, but not on
Yeah.
Next, the name of a single bar or pirates.
Oh no. Oh no.
Well, I have no idea what's going on now, so I've just brought us all back on the screen. Kieran's disappeared.
Get the voting.
So it's gone well, hasn't it? We shouldn't have gone for the extra round.
Stop when you're winning.
I didn't. My phone had gone off, and I swiped to open it up again, and accidentally just voted for one. I don't even know what I voted for.
Well, this is interesting for the audience, isn't it?
Yeah.
We still got an audience.
Yeah, they're still there with us.
I'm in the
Hang on,
audience.
Kieran's in the audience because somehow he didn't get in the
Nobody
game.
can see the screen. Nobody can see the screen, so
Next
all they're
one.
doing is looking at us, looking at our
Name for
phone.
belly buttons. It's voting time.
Woody's literally put his phone up in the camera.
I've just voted.
Ned's frantically trying to fix the screen while voting along.
Oh no!
Hello. Sorry about that. I think the problem is that the MacBook's low on battery.
What's not battery?
The MacBook that it's streaming from.
The one thing they don't show you on the Pentagon tour is the secret blank room. Wow.
What are your options?
Starfish or a president's enjoyment room.
No, it's blowjob room.
Clinton.
Clinton's
Clinton's.
blowjob room.
President's blowjob room.
See, look, audience numbers all disappearing now that this has all gone wrong.
Hello. Sorry about that. I think.
Oh no! I'm so glad that one's not on there. Oh no! Don't worry about redoing the.
Who wants to read that one out? But we don't know who's winning any of these rounds.
Well, I can tell you at the end.
Now, can you plug your charger in so it catches up?
Might have to.
And roll the totals.
Well,
Yeah. Now
I'm
nothing's
actually in the
happening.
lead.
Oh, round two.
Can you go
Yeah,
out
turn
and
your
go
lap-
back in? Is it
Ned,
plugged
turn your
in?
laptop round.
Plugged in, but nothing's working. I don't know.
Ned, what are you calling us on?
I'm on
What you
one PC. The MacBook is the one that's streaming.
So can't your webcam point
Turn
towards
around
the
to the
screen?
telly.
You got it? Is it going? Right. Quit out of StreamYard. Oh.
What's
What's
working?
There it
we're
is.
in.
Oi,
We're
oi!
back.
What's wrong with?
Well done.
I don't know.
Oh, I was gutted to see who was the other answer to the internet trolls one.
Oh, sorry.
Marie, hit the safety quit button. You can't think of something.
I'm sorry, Fifey. I'm sorry.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I couldn't resist.
That's organised around the telephone.
Sean, I think you're doing town a disservice. Someone didn't answer their question.
Okay, I hope you all made me proud. Starting us off, an odd sequel to James and the Giant Peach.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Well, I can see that coming a mile off.
That one wasn't me.
Yeah.
I can't wait to play this off air.
Giant turd.
Get on it, that was your daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, well done.
Next in the hopper, a great pickup line to use. Okay, vote.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh dear.
Next, the best way to get out of a corn maze. And vote.
I just went into your room and then there's like loads of things. I was like, oh, one looks like you or me, but it's not.
Who's Kieran talking to?
Kieran's just said his mate looks like a Pringle, I swear.
There we are. You get a pick, so I
Next on deck, how a drunk rabbit would embarrass himself. Vote away.
For fuck's sake. Why?
What did you expect, Fifey? What did you expect?
All I asked was play nicely for an hour.
One thing for sure, we know we're not going to get grab exclusives now, are we?
No, the only footballers we'll be getting on in 2023 are Marlon King
Jesus would say.
and Adam Johnson.
Voting.
Oh my god.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh my god. That's my daughter. Hang your head in shame.
I'm mortified. I don't know why I agreed to this.
How do you know the pants you're wearing are 3 sizes
Yes,
too
yes,
small?
Dale. We might get Nile Ranger on. It says a lot that we've still got people watching this. I applaud each and every one of you.
Applaud and apologise.
I can't apologise enough.
Moving on. The worst thing to say during your Supreme Court Justice confirmation hearing.
Oh no. Guys, I specifically said no.
Yeah, I mean, at least spell fuck, right? For God's sake.
And next is, what the raccoons digging in your garbage say about you.
Sorry.
Ned Jones.
Oh, Ned.
Sorry.
Ned.
Very good thing I didn't listen.
Round 2 is through. Let's see what it did to the scores.
Thank God for that.
It's round 3, the last lash. I've got 1 prompt left, and you're all getting it.
Panicking.
Why not quit using these word lash rules?
Oh no.
Only 30 seconds, lads. Come on.
Come on, Ned. Oh, just.
Here's what everybody wrote. Pick your medal winners now.
Oh my God.
Oh, I like that one.
I mean, kill cat killer and kill the dogs.
Brace yourselves, here come those medals. First, the bronze. Bring out the silver. And gold. All
Yes!
right,
Yes!
We did it, you guys. Let's go to the scores.
The one guy who did not write anything rude or offensive and just naturally funny. That is the perfect way to end this year. Thank you very, very much indeed. On a more serious note, though, everything I said before that round rings true. Thank you very much for everything in 2022. We look forward to seeing you again in 2023, and we genuinely hope we haven't offended anyone tonight. But from everyone at Fools Rush In, Happy New Year, and we'll see you in the January transfer window. Good night.
Take my hand, take my whole life too, but I can't